Hello, I'm Brigantia Blackbird of the Blackbird Grimoire. Welcome to the daily forecast for Saturday, September 28th, 2024, on the day of the Witch and the Wizard. And hello also from Daisy, who is our proud mama of our bonus kittens. Daisy, let's let the people see your pretty face. There you go. There you go. Yeah, apparently she decided that I had spent enough time with her kitten that I was in yesterday's video, so now she's taking its place. But it is Saturn's day, Loki's day, the 7th of Libra, the 26th of Vine, the 7th of Raven, and the 5th of Hasmondir. And our astrological lookout, the sun is in Libra, cardinal air, representing justice. The moon is fourth quarter Leo, fixed fire, representing central ideas. 10:36 p.m. Central Time. Thank you, Daisy, for walking across the keyboard. But anyways, this late this evening, the moon will be going void, of course. Mercury will then be in Libra, cardinal air, representing the visionary. Venus is in Scorpio, fixed water, which represents passion. Mars is in Cancer, cardinal water, which is seeking security. Jupiter is in Gemini, mutable air, representing questing. Saturn is retrograding in Pisces, mutable water, which is to redefine dreams. Uranus is retrograding in Taurus, fixed earth, representing rebellion. Neptune is retrograding in Pisces, mutable water, which is spiritual awakenings. And Pluto is retrograding in Capricorn, cardinal earth, representing transformations. Now, on the retrograde lookout for Saturn, reclaim your authority. For Uranus, reconsider how you rebel. For Neptune, reclaim your magic. For Pluto, reclaim your ability to regenerate. And for Chiron, restore the heroic spirit. We have a waning crescent moon phase now, and that means it is time to rest. As we are going into a void moon, some of the do's for this are relax, meditate, do some yoga, very low key, low energy stuff. The don'ts are spells and rituals, major decisions, business deals. And since treat this with the same kind of magical caution as you would treat a Mercury retrograde. And also during a void moon, spells are not really believed to really be taking effect because, we're not drawing upon that lunar energy. So something to bear in mind there. So it is the day of Saturn, and the Saturn retrograde is influencing us to reflect upon what we strive for. And the waning crescent moon is encouraging us to take a bit of a breather. So use this space for increased and more serious meditation. Decide where you want to go, what you truly want to do. And remember, you are in charge of your life. Saturn is going to hold you accountable either way, so you might as well take hold of the reins. Next up, today's tarot is the Four of Pentacles. The number four represents stability. The suit of Pentacles is the rational feminine, receptive energy, earth element, and material action. The key words for this card are resistance to change, seeking control, and preoccupation with the material. So it indicates someone who has perhaps lost perspective or sense of proportion, or that they have lost sight of what their goals are. So sometimes change is necessary in order for us to evolve as a human being or for us to achieve an objective. Having a resistance to change means that we essentially want all the factors to stay exactly as they are, but we want to get an outcome that would only be the product if we actually changed in some fashion. So there is a disconnect with realism right there. And then seeking control. Some people do think that the material lends them greater control than what it actually does, and they're trying to use material objects or use financial resources as a means to avoid dealing with what's actually causing them a sense of anxiety. They're trying to control perhaps what is not for them to control because there's out of control emotions. There are people who that pesky free will means that they're making decisions they don't always agree with, and they just don't know how to cope. And so sometimes a reaction to that is an exaggerated desire to control things. And then the preoccupation with the material. It's a lot easier to go around, chasing around the money so we can have more impressive toys than it is to actually contemplate our standing in the universe, our value and our purpose as a human being, and the meaningfulness of our relationships. It's much easier to go after the toys than it is to do other things. So, if this is resonating with you at all, I would suggest giving it some proper attention today. Today's Celtic Triad reads three customary acts which make one healthy and long lived: work by telling in moderation, rising early, and innocent mirth. So working in the soil, that promotes both physical and mental well-being. So many people who, they lived in the cities and then they got out to the country or they got out to the burbs and, suddenly they were able to have more plants than just what was on their windowsill. And, they might be growing their own vegetables. They might be growing fruits. They might just be raising flowers of whatever kind. But there's something about that work that they just said brings them into better alignment with themselves. Everything, they feel better when they're working. They feel like they're really getting something out of it because of course they are. Then getting up early or at least at a reasonable hour, that's halfway towards being productive for the entire day. If I wake up too late, it feels like I'm scrambling the rest of the day. It drives me absolutely crazy. My husband unit, he likes to have a bit more of a lie-in than I do. So by the time he's up and ready to go, I will have already achieved a bunch of things, or I will be frustrated because I wanted to get going, but because he's awake and underfoot, I haven't really been able to cross off the to-do list, and it creates a bit of tension. And so, um, what is a reasonable hour for you? What's going to be a reasonable hour for someone else if it is indeed reasonable? This is probably going to be the product of much negotiation and trial and error. But the main thing is that, don't waste away the entire day. Get up, be productive, make the day count for something. And then innocent mirth, wholesome and amusement and entertainment that really does lighten the spirit. I know we don't have tons of that. A lot of people are going through older TV shows, and and despite some of the flaws or the quirks of those TV shows, they're finding a lot of enjoyment of it because there's something honest about it, something very sincere, something that's innocent, something that isn't, trying to preach at you a lesson that, someone for their political purposes wants you to learn. There's something just a bit more relaxed about it that's very appealing. And so, if you are struggling to find your own sources of entertainment, I would suggest going a bit earlier. And sometimes even some of those old, black and white movies or black and white TV series, they can be a lot of fun. They might be corny, they might be these other things, but there's something refreshing about them because it isn't attacking you, it isn't preaching you, it isn't expecting, more than just, an innocent good time. Then today's magical correspondences are centered on connections to ancestors. For this, the color is indigo, the plant is lavender, the animal's the nightingale, and the crystal is the amethyst. So now that we're past Mabon, the season of Samhain is beckoning to us. And with that will be the song of our ancestors. The veil is thinning. It may be easier for us to make contact with them. So if there's someone we've lost in the past year or someone in the family who we would like to connect with and we don't we have a sense that they have not been reincarnated into the next form yet, make the effort to try to reach out, try to connect. You don't lose anything by trying, and if you are able to reach them, you might be able to connect with some guidance that you particularly need at this time. Then for today's practice, what is the current harvest of your studies? Because of course, it's always ongoing. Your harvest of today is different than what it was during your first year or what it will be 10 years from now. But what have you really gleaned from it as of right now? And then unite the energies of your natal Saturn sign with the current Saturn position and discover what impact that can have. For your crown chakra, do you feel connected or cut off? Again, another question that you need an honest answer for yourself for. As always, this isn't about answering me or answering anybody else. This is about you answering you. And then the Hermetic principle is gender. What manifestations of the energy of your biological sex do you notice in the world around you? Because there's a lot of different things that are said to have masculine or feminine energies. What are you noticing that is of you? And then the witch's pyramid. Today we're looking at the pinnacle and what is your true goal? What is the height of your ambition? And then the journal prompt is how do you refresh your altar for Samhain? Because we are coming up on that. And for whatever reason, apparently I left off the last slide, but I still, despite the fact that I forgot to put this in the presentation, hope you have a magical day and that you enjoy everything. Have a good weekend, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.